Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the wonderful world you are tuning in from. This is Jesse Brower coming at you live from the tuition-free School of Entrepreneurship show. We have a special guest with us today, and her name is Herlene Somook. Is that how you say that?
Yep.
Terrific, terrific. Yeah, guys, so I'm basically going to tell you a little bit about why I do the show, who I am, what this is all about. Then I'm going to introduce Harleen. So for those of you guys who are just tuning in, for you're watching the show for the first time, this is the tuition-free School of Entrepreneurship show. And the reason why I do this show, you guys, is because I absolutely want to change the world. I want to inspire entrepreneurship around the world with a specific focus on the Philippines. As you guys can see in the background on my green screen, that's the Chocolate Hills in Bohol, Philippines. I lived in Bohol for 3 years, and I really fell in love with the country. And I realized that the Philippines is a great place to be an entrepreneur. And I wanted to go ahead. And about a year ago, I decided I wanted to start teaching entrepreneurship in the Philippines. So I started thinking about how I could do that. And recently, I started this show. So that's the tuition-free School of Entrepreneurship show, guys. It's designed to inspire entrepreneurship in the Philippines. So when you guys watch this, you can take notes. You can take mental note. You can learn from all kinds of different entrepreneurs. We've got branding experts. We've got people that are into e-commerce, people that are into, you name it, every different kind of business. We have them on here so we can pick their brains and actually learn from them. And I do it because I enjoy it, and I do it because I get to surround myself with experts. So bottom line, guys, that's the tuition-free School of Entrepreneurship show. We've got Herlene on the show today. And so she's really a serial entrepreneur. I was kind of reading her bio, and she's done a lot of different stuff. And she's my kind of entrepreneur. She likes to focus on building a lot of things. So that is really cool. And I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we're going to talk about some of her expertise today. So with that, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey guys. So Jesse, thank you for this opportunity. It's an honor to be here and to share my story. I'm Herlene Somook. You can call me H, and I'm a content strategist by profession. I help business and transformational coaches create intuitive content for their business so that it could attract and convert into sales. But as you said, I'm also more of a trier. I like to call myself that. So I like to try more things and probably fail fast and see how it goes, just winging it. So yeah, glad to be here.
Terrific. Well, we're so glad that you did come on, and we thank you for that. So tell us a little bit about your background and why are you an entrepreneur? How come you're not working in a corporate job or in some kind of a 9 to 5? What makes you an entrepreneur?
You know what? Honestly, I didn't even think that I would be here. Like, there was no inclination whatsoever that I would be an entrepreneur. I used to call myself an entrepreneur like 5 years back when I was, no, creative entrepreneur 5 years back because I started writing. Before I got into this business, I was a teacher. I was also a call center representative. I've done inbound sales. I've done technical support and customer service. And it took a while for me to get out of that mindset as an entrepreneur. But what really made me just to decide to go into this is because I wanted to write. And I was told before that there was no money in writing. And the the young me believed that. So I didn't really pursue it. But when I learned about the opportunities online, like how you could get paid for the content that you create, then I embraced it. So that's where it all started. Like when I started writing, I started learning a lot of stuff, like from the content I began reading online. And it became more of like a new learning experience for me. So, for example, for YouTube, so I'm currently learning YouTube so I can offer it as a service later on. So, we're doing experimenting. We're doing like videos about food or about cooking and all that. So, um, basically, the reason why I got into this is because I wanted more time with my family. I have a kid, and he has special needs. So, I wanted to like build a better future for him, and also like teach him how it really goes, like teach him about life and everything. And yeah, I think entrepreneurship gives me that opportunity.
Wow, that's incredible. I noticed in your bio that you have done some telemarketing. Are you still doing
Yeah.
that? Is that part of your business now?
Yes, actually, it's one of the offerings that we have at Creative Labs PH. We're a digital marketing agency, and basically, what we do is marketing from start to finish. But on the side, I also have a telemarketing business. So what
Nice.
we do is create leads, like extract leads for the clients, and create appointments for them. So
Nice.
that's one of the things that we also do.
That's my business also. I have Brower Telemarketing. I don't know if you checked my Facebook, but yeah, that's my business. So, wow, we should definitely talk. But yeah, telemarketing is cool. I love it because with telemarketing, we're now doing ringless voicemail. And for those of you
Mhm.
guys, take notes because look, I learned about ringless voicemail from a guy named Gallant Dill on his Facebook, and he was talking about how he was having 5-figure weeks and he was doing amazing things with this. And I tried it. I just went and researched it on my own, and it worked so well. So, especially if you have US clients or if you're involved in telemarketing at all, use ringless voicemail. It is so powerful. And there's so many platforms out there today that you can use it. Also, use text message marketing. You can do SMS marketing, guys, and it's absolutely terrific. This show is about her, but since we know that she's into telemarketing, let me tell you, guys, SMS and ringless voicemail, it just works. And if it's for home services, it's beautiful. You can target, you can send 8 or 9 or 10,000 text messages at one time. You can send that many ringless voicemails at one time. And then you just have a team of people answering the phone and picking up those inbound, warm, wonderful leads. So for your client, you can produce high quality appointments. They're ready to
Mhm.
go. They're ready to buy because you already spread your net so wide out there with, you spend 15,000 text messages over the course of 2 days, and it's incredible. So that's great. I'd love to talk to you more about that. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually hiring appointment setters right now. I hired one, was it last night, and I got him working full time for me today, and I give him a good salary too. I'm paying him 40,000 pesos base pay, plus I'm giving him what else did I say? I said I'll give him $50 per sale, and then any time he gets more than 10 appointments in a week, he'll get an extra 500 pesos. So realistically, I told him, hey, look, listen, you need to be making 1,000,000 pesos per day, my friend. You're doing this job right now, and it's a job, and it's a fine job for you. And I don't want you to quit, but I do want you to quit. I want you to go build a business, my friend. I said I want you to make 1,000,000 pesos every single day. So don't stay here for too long. I'll replace you whenever you're ready. Use this experience. Take this money that you're getting. Go out and start something. Make a massive business for yourself because let me tell you, the Philippines is a good place to get rich. There's plenty of money there. And if you're an entrepreneur and if you're an innovator, you can definitely do it. And there's absolutely no reason not to. So that's what I tell anybody that's going to be hired by me. If they're going to come and work for me, I want to fire them within 6 months or I want them to quit within 6 months because they already created their own business. If they're going to be around me, they're going to grow. They're going to be entrepreneurs. I don't want to be this type of business owner who holds my employees like this. Oh, I don't want them to get too excited and leave. No way. Like I want to give them the incentive to go ahead and fly. And so I can always replace. How many billion people is there in the world? I can always find a telemarketer, right? So at the end of the day, I want to encourage my people to be entrepreneurs. But back to you. So next, let's find out a little bit more about your experiences. Let's pick your brain. So you said you became an entrepreneur because you wanted to spend more time with your family. That's incredible. How about maybe all these Filipino people who are going abroad and working and they're shedding tears and it's really sad? Can you tell them about entrepreneurship? Can they make a business in the Philippines? Is it possible to stay in the Philippines and really make a living?
Oh yes, because I was also in that place before. I've been freelancing. I've been doing this for 6 years. I started out in 2014. Actually, my mind was telling me I started 2015, but looking back, it was really 2014 when I started. And before that, my husband and I worked in the same company, and we worked for Fortune 500 BPO, and things were good. Things were like at the time, I felt like I was like we were getting enough compensation in the company, but I also felt like we couldn't live forever in the graveyard shift, because
Mm,
let's face it, that's just the challenges of call center agents. Like,
right.
you don't get enough sleep, and the traffic, and even if you're working like in the morning shift, it's still the same thing. So you have to wake up so early, like 4 hours before your ship so you could be there on time. Sometimes the
Mm,
traffic gets worse that even if you don't like being late, you become late. So that's one of the challenges that we had. um, we were living in Manila, in Fairview, Novaliches, here in Manila, and our workspace is in BGC. So at the time, like in 2010, the traffic wasn't as bad. Like you can get an hour into your work. That's fine. But the real challenge is like spending your time. Like my husband spent 10 years in his company
right.
and he didn't get much growth. So we were already thinking of like going abroad, living in Canada or living somewhere else so we could find opportunities there. But then I got pregnant, and my husband and I have gone through a lot. Like we've gone through a lot. Like we lost our first baby,
Mm,
so it was really a challenge for us because the second baby we were not willing to risk it all. Like I was saying to my boss at that time, like, yeah, you can fire me. I don't care. My baby's my priority. So I don't really care if you like if you fire me on the spot. I I don't give a damn. So that time I was already looking for opportunities. My I got pregnant. My mother-in-law had cancer, and my husband was the only one working. And he asked me to quit because I really needed to quit because um, the baby's priority because I needed to go on bed rest.
right.
Um, Sorry, let me correct that. I wasn't pregnant anymore when for the first time my mother had a tumor in her ovaries, and it needed to be removed. So that was 20 2012, and that was when I got pregnant. And we were already thinking of going abroad for that. But then the baby came in, and we couldn't leave the baby because you know, it was so difficult for us.
Sure.
At that time, I was already looking for opportunities. I was also going through like a quarter life crisis because I felt like I needed to do something else. Like I was doing telemarketing then, I was doing outbound calls, but it wasn't in my heart. Like it was dreadful for me to come to work.
Sure.
So when my baby came in, I was like, you know what? I want the best for you. I'm expecting the best for you. I want you to be the best person that you can. But I cannot demand that from you if I can't do it on my own. So after a year, I decided to like leave my work, leave my job, and I went back to teaching. But I felt like it wasn't as fulfilling because of the pay.
Right.
And then I decided to start um, cooking and selling food. So this was in 2014. So I was already experimenting, but that time was also the time when my friend introduced me into freelancing. So it was difficult at first because my mind was still at the corporate. Like I was thinking of my um, the people who hired us as bosses, but they were the one who really introduced me into the kind of freelancing, the kind of entrepreneurship that I have. So these were Kickstarter projects, and when you're talking about Kickstarter, it's really a fail fast industry, and that's the thing that I got from there. You need to fail fast. You need to fail fast for you to succeed because failing is part of the process,
Right.
and failing is also where the best lessons can be learned. And so that's just the foundation of it. Now my story is not as unique as you might think because most people get into the business with like mentors and people who guide them. And the reason why I want more people to get into this instead of going abroad is because this is very challenging. And the only thing that you need to succeed is to be open to opportunities, open to learning. If
Mm,
you're not open to learning, then it's not possible for you to succeed at anything. Even if you go abroad and if you do some like manual labor or manual tasks, you still have to learn it. The only difference is it's still manual labor.
Right.
Unlike here in freelancing and entrepreneurship, you have like the option of either growing your skills, doing manual things, like if you want to sell or if you want to make things, you want to be creative and all that, that's still possible. But the point is, you need to be open to opportunities. You need to be open to being mentored, and you need to be open to learning a lot of stuff for you to be successful. Is it worth it? Is it possible? Oh my God, look at the like the 6 7 figures that was built during the pandemic. That's
Sure.
just like that's just the best example of why this is a great opportunity, why it's a good time to learn, and why you would want to have this as an option for you to like learn new stuff and also earn money at the same time.
Terrific. Thanks so much for giving us that story. Um, what would you recommend people watching the show that if they want to get started in freelancing and in entrepreneurship in their computer or just in the Philippines in general? I know you recommend you mentioned that you're doing cooking. Now, are you actually doing the cooking or?
Yeah. I used to like I would cook for like 20 people,
Oh,
or
nice.
the
I want to
last
eat.
time last October, I was, even before the pandemic started, I was already thinking of like the food delivery service.
Yeah,
But the challenge was I didn't have someone to deliver because I don't have the resources for that yet. And like Lala Move and Grab can be a bit expensive
sure.
for some people. And that time, it wasn't really it wasn't really as lucrative back then. And it was so tiring because what I launched was like a health food product. So I was doing everything on my own. Like I was grinding the beans, I was like making the shells and everything. So it was very very personal, and I didn't have any helpers. So my husband would, I remember crying like at the I remember crying at the delivery because I couldn't make it, and I was telling my customers, you know what, I'm so sorry, it's gonna be late. I'm gonna send. I haven't finished it yet because I had like I needed to like make 3 meals in a day, and that would be 5 days. So I needed to send that, and I was doing everything on my own. I was cooking for 2 days, and I was already like crying. I can't do this. I can't do this. So yeah, I still cook every now and then, but only for family. And I kind of like led that into the YouTube thing. So I'm really passionate about cooking. I'm really passionate about food. So
Me
what I'm
too.
doing now,
I love it.
yeah. So what I'm doing now is
Yeah.
instead of like creating food and selling it to, because everybody sells right now. So what I'm doing instead is teaching how to cook online. So I'm also
Cool.
doing food reviews. I'm also doing like restaurant reviews and yeah, like basic recipes that I've already tested. I'm sharing it on my channel.
Well, that's terrific. So I named this episode "Solving Problems in the New Normal" because I think maybe there's some people out there that are discouraged because of this supposed new normal or this label that people are, kind of like maybe the government is putting on us or whatever. People are just calling this the new normal. For example, I have a friend on Facebook who's a massage therapist, and he's really struggling because he hasn't been able to get work as a massage therapist for several months. So I've been really encouraging him to, do entrepreneurship, figure out something. And now he's going to start selling cell phones. And he says he can make 500 pesos each profit. So he just needed a little startup money, and he was able to get this thing going. And I've yet to see the results, but I really think that, you know, guys, this whole thing about new normal, don't let it hold you up. Don't let it stumble you. A lot of us are getting rich during this time, and you should be too, because the new normal creates problems that need to be
Yep.
solved. And guess what? Problems are money. Okay. So bottom line, entrepreneurship is about solving problems. So you want to thank the good Lord above for all the new problems that you have. I have a friend in Cebu. His name is Gino Largo. And, he saw this opportunity. He says, we're going to start Let's Go Market. We're going to go ahead and deliver groceries just like Instacart in the United States. We have
Yep.
Instacart. I get groceries delivered all the time. I have the app on my phone. Bam. An hour later, I got somebody delivering a full load of groceries to my house. because I can go to the store, but sometimes I don't want to. So at any rate, Gino said, okay, well, these people are too afraid to go to the store, or maybe the government isn't letting them go into that part of the town or whatever. So guess what? He created Let's Go Market. He's already got, like, I think, a couple of vehicles, and he's kicking butt, you guys, because guess what? He saw the need. And that is what entrepreneurship is you see the problem and you solve it and you get money for it. This is not charity. We're not doing this for free. You need to be an entrepreneur first so that you have something to give for charity. Yes, I love to give. I love to help out. But when it comes to business, you better make sure it's getting you some money. You don't just have it as a hobby. Like, if you need to be profitable, and you need to watch your dollars and make sure that it's actually making money and be profitable. So you're going to solve a problem for a monetary exchange. Guys, the new normal, it presents all these new problems, and it presents all these opportunities to get rich. I told Gino, I said that business is absolutely incredible, and that he should absolutely expand that to every island in the Philippines. And after this whole pandemic thing is over, just keep going, because people are going to get used to ordering their groceries like that. And it's going to be the new normal for him, because he's going to have this amazing new business, and it's only a few months old and he's already killing it. So that's what I was telling my wife. It was like, she wants to start a business, so I said, whatever business you want to start, I'll pay for it. You get it going. But I promise you one thing, I'm not going to fund it if you don't have an online presence. If you just want to set up a shop, I'm not having any part of it. You want to set up a shop and you want to have a website, I'll fund it. Because if you're not online in 2020, then you're not in business, okay? That's not always true, but you definitely need to be online. And so even if it's a store, you want to have a Chinese store and you want to sell household items, you better have a delivery boy taking those things around, having an online offering, and just make your business work for the 2020 season that we're in. Everything's moving to internet, to e-commerce, to delivery, and so that's it, guys. I mean, look at the new normal as a way to make yourself rich. That's what I want to tell you today. And also guard your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Just guard your freedom. Stand up as people in the Philippines and say, you know what? I'm not going to be locked down like an animal. Okay? Like, you know what? Because bottom line, and we're not going to get into too much of that, but I will just leave it at that. I will say guard your freedom. For sure, guard your freedom. And look at this opportunity to make a lot of money and help people. The older people who are scared, okay, and all of them, they need this service. They need you to take something to their house. They need you to figure out something new for them. Or maybe now, if you're a massage therapist, you have to go to somebody's house all the time. And maybe you have to wear a mask when you go in to make them feel comfortable. So you have to find ways, but there's absolutely no shortage of cash. It's not like the money disappeared from the Philippines whenever this thing happened, guys. It's not like the money disappeared from the United States when this thing happened. Like I said, there's a lot of us getting rich during this time, and you should be too. Solve the problems. Go out, open your eyes, and solve the problems. Do not become depressed. Do not become despondent. No matter what the governments are doing, no matter what they're telling you on the news and all this bullshit that you're hearing every single day about how 1,000 more people are dying, look into it for yourself, and you're going to see that it's overblown. It's way, way, way overblown, and it's a power play. But like I said, use it as an opportunity to get rich, okay? Because if you do that, you're solving the problem. You're curing the economic woes of your own country. Anybody who's an entrepreneur in the United States, they're curing the economic woes of their own country, because they're going to say, okay, you know what? They hit us with this. We're going to hit back with this. And at the end of the day, you're going to be a lot better off. So take this opportunity, guys. Find those opportunities. Get online with your business. Go ahead and do that. That's solving problems in the new normal. And guard your freedom. You've got to do that. As a people, you have to do that. Next, what would you say to your watchers that are watching us right now, and they're all looking and they say, okay, well, you know what? I want to do it, Jesse. I want to do it, Herlene. I really want to be an entrepreneur, but I have no experience, and all I have is a cell phone. What advice would you give to them? Where would they start? What groups should they join? What programs or apps should they be downloading? How can they start as an entrepreneur with a 50 peso load for data on their cell phone?
Oh my God, there's so many ways. That's one thing that we learned here in freelancing and entrepreneurship is this: if you want something, then you're gonna find a way to do it. One of the things that really came out during the pandemic was a lot of people are now teaching online for free. So if there's a new skill that you want to learn, let's say if you used to be so if you used to be someone who massages people, what do you call that? Masseuse or whatever. There are a lot of things that you can do now. So for example, there's a group here in on Facebook, the Bake Happy. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. It's like a baking group. It's a cooking group, and every now and then they offer like free videos on how to uh, bake, like how to make the perfect donut, or how to like bake your own bread, or and there are also other groups who teach about freelancing, or there are other groups who also teach about skills. The best thing that you could do is find those groups and just watch and see if you don't, because yeah, right, that's when things like this happen, the money doesn't go away, it just shifts. So the
Right.
question is, what kind of shift are you going to do to follow that? Because of course money is something that we need it to buy groceries, we need it to like basically live and provide for everyone. And the problem is the mindset that you have. So everything starts with a mindset. If you think that this situation is hopeless, then it is. But if you think that you can go ahead and like find new options, find new opportunities for yourself, then that's what's gonna happen. So, for example, when this was all starting out, I also launched my own group. It's called Intuitive Content Writing for Business. And I did a 5-day series there on how to write your own content, like how to start with the mindset, how to find your own customers, how to write the content, like a step by step guide and all that. So everything right now is free on Facebook. Even if you're not on Facebook, there's YouTube where you can find all the videos that you can take a look at, from entrepreneurship to baking a cake to doing dim sum or everything else. So I think it's just a matter of setting goals for yourself, setting timelines, and also choosing what kind of skill that you want to go for. Like right now, the money is in the specialized services. The more personal you are, the better, especially during this pandemic when people are, yeah, what you said, people are afraid to go out. And I was like watching this video stream from SM malls recently,
Mm.
where people are there was this lady they were interviewing, and she was going through the stocks or the shop, and she was pointing at the clothes, and I was like, what kind of business can you start? Maybe you can start a personal purchase business. Like you become a buyer for them. So if they can't go out, and then you can, let's say you're in the age that you have like all the necessary papers to go out, why don't you go out and ask for them? Like ask them, how can you help? The question is, it you know what, the money is there, the money is good. If the purpose of you doing this is for money, that's good, but it would be more awesome if you are sincerely there to
Oh
help.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the you said that there are a lot of problems right now. Yes, there are a lot of problems. Now the question is, how can you help solve that? Because the government can't help you. Any other
Right.
government, like you look at, I'm not only saying the government here in the Philippines, like everyone is unprepared
Right.
for this. Nobody wants this. But the question is, what can you do to help? There's always something that you can do for help. Like if let's say you have neighbors who can't go out because they have children to take care of, start asking about them. Like, hey, do you want, I can cook for you if you want. Just give me money. I can go to the grocery and buy you stuff, and I can like cook for you for a week. Just give me a little fee or something. It's that simple. The
Well,
question is,
absolutely, yeah, and it's got to be genuine. That's the
yeah,
whole thing. And don't take me wrong. I talk a lot about money because I want to help people make money. But guess what, guys? You've got to be with the right heart. I mean, you serve your way to success. You provide value first. That's how you get the money. That's you solve
mhm,
somebody's problem genuinely. They have a
yeah,
problem. You genuinely solve their problem, and they'll be willing to give you money. So that's what it is. And thank you for bringing that out because I probably wasn't clear enough. But yeah, you've got to actually want to help people. It's like with what I'm doing. We're helping people get solar. And at the end of the day, I feel great about it because they get this giant solar system on their house. They're happy. Their electric bills are going down and I get paid bank. And, it's just terrific. So, yes, you've got to be genuine when you're solving those problems. And you really got to care about people. It's like I say in my slogan. It's like, aim high, enjoy the journey, and help others do the same. You absolutely want to help others. And then, by the way, guys, as you start making a lot of money, give a ton of it away. I believe I give so much money away because I love giving. But guess what? You got to make it to give it, and you got to make sure your business is profitable. And when it comes down to business, business is not charity. That's a separate thing. That's something else. And you can do a ton of that stuff if you're a great entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges that we all have as Filipinos is a toxic money culture, and that's one thing that entrepreneurship kind of takes care of. I work with a money mindset coach, and I've been in freelancing for so long, and this is the only time that I'm also taking care of myself, like being more financially literate. And one of the things that bothers me about the Filipino mindset when it comes to money is making easy money.
Mm.
There's no such thing as easy money, guys. If you want to really earn, and if you want to hit like the 6 figure, 7 figure lifestyle or life, you need to work for it. It's not. I don't want to be misquoted for this because I know Filipinos are hard workers, but there's also this part of us that wants to get rich quick. Like, okay, I'm gonna choose this over this. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna choose to sell a phone instead of studying or joining a course or joining a free course, because I can get the money instantly when I sell stuff. Unlike um, me learning a new skill and then earning for it a bigger amount later. That's what I mean.
Right. Well, and
So
what I would say to that is do both. I mean, do both.
yeah,
Hustle, be out, have 10 streams of income. You learn the skill, buy the
yeah.
courses, you do all of that, get better, and sell phones all day long. Whatever you have to do, hustle and work for it and work for it. But let me just, with that one caveat, sleep at night. You're going to hustle and work hard, definitely, but make sure to sleep 8 hours. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, hey, look, I'm a Christian, and in the Bible it says that, it's like people are staying awake all night and grinding, trying to get money, and they're just ruining their life. Like, really what you need to do is grind and hustle during the day and make use of that time. Make good use of that time, and then at night, leave it all alone. Go to sleep at a reasonable time and wake up early the next day or on time the next day and do it again. But don't sacrifice your sleep in entrepreneurship. That's one of the things I hate. There's a big personality, Gary Vaynerchuk, and he glorifies not going to sleep. And I think it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like you need to sleep 8 hours a day or you're not going to perform well the next day. So you got to sleep. But absolutely, I mean, for me, it's like there is money. There's quick money, there's easy money, and then there's also money that takes for you to learn a skill. Do them
Yeah.
both. You need money today and you need money tomorrow, and you need to be developing your skills as you're raising up. Yeah, is it easy to go flip phones? Of course it is. And you can make some money quick, and it's easy money and it's fast money, or in anything like that. You can just go flip something. But that may be, and you can even scale that. But to scale it, okay, you may have to learn, okay, how am I going to do that? How am I going to scale that? How am I going to do this? And with the internet, it can go really, really fast, and there's no reason to go slow as long as you're being honest and ethical. But at the same time, learn new skills, learn, and let your talent match the level of income that you want to make. If you want to make 1,000,000 pesos a day, you can do it. I'm not at that level yet, but I will be. I'll be at 1,000,000. I'll be at $20,000 a day pretty quick because I've got a plan for it. I'm scaling up with solar, and you guys can do the same thing in the Philippines. Believe me, you can do it. You can do it through freelancing. You can do it in your own country. You don't even have to have foreign clients. I mean, if you look at the owners of the mall in Bohol, they've got like a monopoly. They're making like $250 million a year because with that thing. I know because I found out how much tax they're paying, and you just do the math, and not everything is declared. So bottom line, guys, you can do it in the Philippines. You don't even need foreign clients. Like, you can just serve your own people and make yourselves 1,000,000 pesos a day. Whatever your target is, whatever your goal is, you can absolutely do it. And like I was just said, you don't have to go slow. That's one misconception. You can go as fast as you want to go as long as you're being honest. Use the internet to go fast. But at the same time, like she's saying, go ahead and get that high level skill. Put the time in to learn something new so that not only can you, be moving fast, but you can also make your level of income match that. Find out who's making 7 figures. Find out who's making 8 figures and go learn exactly what they're doing and copy it. Now, is it going to take time and effort to learn that? You bet. Is it going to take time and effort to implement in the beginning? You bet. And then once it gets going, use the power of the internet to scale it fast. Go hard, go fast. Do that.
Mhm. Yeah, actually, I just also want to share the lessons that I've gotten from one of my mentors, John Pagulayan.
Yeah, he was on the
He
show.
was,
I had him on the
yeah,
show. Yeah.
yeah. um, he was talking about three money mindsets that we have. There's three kinds of money. One is the maintenance money. So that's the money that you make so that you can live, like paying the utilities, paying the bills, phone bills, or whatever. Then there's the money now, which are the tasks and the jobs that you're doing so that you can supply and sustain the maintenance money. And then there's the money later, which are tasks and skills that you do today that will be preparing you for the future. So these can be like lessons that you learn, people that you help, the networks that you build. So this is the one thing that we should be adapting as Filipinos is to having that kind of money, like awareness about money, so that whenever you're learning something new, you're not thinking that it's hard. You're learning something new because you're preparing for the future.
Yes.
So there are things, or like I said, I don't want to be miscoded for the things I was saying earlier. So I'm not saying that if you don't work hard, or people who work hard don't get that much money. That's not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is there are things that you have to do today to prepare you for the future, and if that
Amen.
means that you need to like take in projects at a lower rate, or take in tasks that you don't like just because they're paying, do it now, but don't do it for long, because
Right.
the passion that you have, it will burn out. You will be burnt out. That's why you need to make sure that you have plans. You set your goals so that one day you will get to do whatever you want. You get to do whatever you want and you're happy about it and you're earning for it. So that's the actual goal. And I'd like to agree with that. You don't have to like hustle all day long, all night long.
Right.
The secret to getting things done is really creating time blocks. So if you want to learn something, it doesn't need for you to sit on like your computer for 4 hours just to learn a new skill. No, it doesn't take that. What you need to have is consistency. So you need to at least have 30 minutes a day, read a book, do whatever you want, like enroll in a course, talk to your friends, learn about your about new processes. All it takes is 15 to 30 minutes a day. As long as you do it consistently, that will give you more learning compared to sitting in a computer for 4 hours or staying up until 12 or 1 a.m. in the morning learning new stuff. It won't get, it doesn't work like that. Our brain is designed to be is designed to be conditioned to new things. So it's designed for you to learn in small intervals. But as long as it's consistent, then that will give you better results. And that will also get you faster, further, faster.
I love it. Well, hey, I want to be super respectful of your time, and we can keep going, but it's we usually do 30 minutes, and I don't want to keep you all morning. But this is
No
great. I'm
worries.
having a lot of fun. But let's go into final thoughts. What would you like to tell the audience as we wrap it up?
Oh my God, there's so much to tell. But um, basically, I just want to make sure that everyone knows it's okay to try. It's better, trying is much better than actually succeeding, because the lessons that you've learned through trying makes it all the worthwhile. Like people are so afraid to fail. People are so afraid of telling, or people telling them that, oh no, this is not right for you. Don't listen to that stuff. All you
Right.
have to do is have the trying attitude. That's what you need to do. If it fails, then charge it to experience. But what if you succeed? Like what if this is the key? Whatever you're doing right now, how, no matter how difficult it is, what if it's the secret that you need to know for you to like soar high, right? So just try it out. Don't be scared. Don't be, no, don't listen to haters. Don't listen to naysayers. Just give it a try and see how it goes. And then be
Yeah.
flexible with how things are going.
And be gracious toward your family, guys. Maybe your
Yep.
family doesn't always understand your entrepreneurial journey, and that's okay. And they might even be some of the doubters. They might even put negative things in your head. But here's what you do: you be gracious, you be respectful, but at the end of the day, you go and do your own thing. You go make it
Mhm.
happen, regardless of even what your own family says. Even
Yep.
if your family, even if your mother or your father says, well, why don't you just settle into a good corporate job, son or daughter? But in the back of your mind, you can make, a much bigger impact in the world, and you can make a lot more money doing something else. Then you respect your parents and you give them a hug and a kiss. And you don't have to argue with your parents. But at the end of
Yep.
the day, you go and do what you're going to do. I mean, you can still honor and respect your parents, but you have to go do what you're going to do. If you know that you're going to be a success over there, and like she said, try and try and try. And guys, making money is easy. Let me just tell you, I have to say, okay, I disagree with you on one point, but that's okay. I think making money is easy. And I think that if you try, maybe it's a mindset thing for me, and I'm just wired for making money. But let me just tell you guys, once you get that wired and you're looking, and everywhere you see money, and you can just go out and get it. You're a hustler. You're a salesperson. You know how to speak. It's like the Bible says, you're going to earn from the fruit of your lips. There's a scripture that talks about that. You can earn from the fruit of your lips. If you know how to talk, you can go out and make money today. Making money is easy. So if you have to fail at 2 or 3 things, you're not going to fail at that many things before you find the pot of gold, my friend. As long as you're trying something, you're going to find that money pretty quick, because let me tell you, there's rivers of cash all around you every day. And let me tell you, that's a mindset thing too. You just got to understand that making money is not hard. Okay. So at any rate, those are my final thoughts. I love all of you guys, and I hope that you're inspired, and I hope you go out and kick ass and start a business today, because I really want to meet you, and I want to go into your business and be a patron. I want to order something from your website. Let's change the world, you guys. Let's absolutely do it. Okay.
Yep.
All right. God bless you. And I look forward to having you on the show. Do you have any final thoughts other than that?
Nothing else. Actually, you've said it already.
Great, guys. Well, we're going to cut the live, and thanks for watching. Make sure to share this. Let's absolutely get the word out.